You are listening to Speak Now with Gena right here at 95.7 FM WELT. Help me welcome with your listening ear the ladies of Mother to Mother. Pastor Alice Kelsaw. She's a wife and a mother and a grandmother. She's a founder and pastor of Freedom Worship Center, a graduate of Crossroad Bible College, where she graduated magna cum laude. A retiree after 40 years of nursing, she's also founder and CEO of Mother to Mother, Inc. Mother to Mother, Inc. is a local nonprofit organization that throughout the greater Fort Wayne area and beyond she birthed Mother to Mother and came into existing after years of dealing with her own personal losses and realizing she could not have survived this magnitude of loss without the support of others. Miss Kelsaw, how you doing?
Yes.
How are thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And so I said a mouthful, but why don't you just talk to me about who Alice Kelsaw is personally?
Oh, my. Well, first of all, thanks for having the organization to come and talk to your audience. We really appreciate that.
And this is your second time in, so.
This is our second time in.
And I appreciate that.
Yes, and we're so excited. Who is Pastor Alice Kelsaw?
Yes.
Well, first of all, as I said, I'm a mother, a wife, but most of all, I'm someone who are on a mission, a purpose, a calling, to reach those who are struggling with their grief, with the loss of a loved one. I had experienced grief at a large magnitude back in 1995 with the death of my daughter, her husband, and their children in a house fire. And so after years of dealing with my own grief and having such an awesome support system in place, didn't realize that at first because I was dealing with my own loss, and I was fresh in grief, and I didn't realize the people who surrounded me, who showered me with love and support until some years later. And I realized that was part of my healing. And had I not had that type of support, I don't know which direction I would have gone. And so years of healing, after looking back, and I said, you know, this thing, you cannot grieve alone. Mm-hmm. You need someone to come beside you and walk with you. You need more than someone. You need a group. You need a village, man, to come and undergird you and support you. And so Mother to Mother started out in 2010 with a pre-Mother's Day luncheon, just to provide that cushion for the Mother's Day season. We started out as just being geared towards mothers, because we realized the saying was a healthy mother, healthy family, and so we wanted to provide that support for mothers. But it turned out as the years went by, and more mothers were coming.
It blossomed.
Yes, it did, and we realized that, well, it's not just the mothers that need healing, support as well. It's the entire family.
Right.
And so as the years went by, I met Alicia.
Let me read her bio.
Okay.
Because it talks about
All right.
And so you have your two partners that are here.
I do.
Alicia White. And her bio, I just want to share a little bit of this. She shared that 7 months into starting at Crossroads Bible College, I lost my son. After his death, I sat out of school for 2 months and then returned. I was experiencing a great deal of anguish and pain. I had nowhere to turn to for a group support. It was laid on my heart to start a grief support group in the urban community. I prayed about it, and because I knew I couldn't do it alone, I didn't think I was ready. You didn't know you were ready.
Exactly.
You attended Bible college with Alice Kelsaw and was invited to attend her Mother's Day brunch for women who lost children. After several years of attending, you said, I approached her with the idea of starting a grief support group. we went into prayer and brought on your other partner, Tonya Rogers. I think, though, what you shared with me before we started was really interesting, how you connected with Miss Kelsaw.
Well, yeah, because at first, Miss Alice, when the school asked me to come speak, I didn't even know it was a brunch for women who had lost children. They just like, Arlecia, can you go speak? And remember when I got there, I don't even know if you remember, but I had a lot of emotions going on. And this one particular lady, she was a Caucasian woman. She was like, how can you get up there and do that? I said, I don't know. But I said, I'm grieving too. But just to hear the women's testimony and what they were saying, I was like, I have to be at this every year because it was so encouraging. And I still miss those luncheons
The
to
brunches,
this day.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, who is Arlecia?
I'm a mother. I was a wife. My husband passed in 2003. I went to Crossroad Bible College with Pastor Alice. I have a bachelor's degree. I want to go back to school again, though, too. Now I do.
And pursue. What are you looking to pursue?
I want to go biblical counseling.
Okay.
Because I actually kind of started that, but had to switch some stuff over for my organizational leadership.
Okay.
Degree, but now I want to kind of go into more of the biblical counseling part of it,
which fits right into what you guys do. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Wow.
Well, that's me, and I have 2 grandsons too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are those the sons of your?
My daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My son, he didn't have any children.
Okay. Wow. And next to you is Miss Tonya Rogers. I want to read a little bit of your bio. It says, losing my son from diabetes put me in a dark place mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. One day, my daughter came home and told me about a luncheon for mothers dealing with grief. I went and was instantly drawn to the connection with Pastor Kelsaw. The following year, I was asked to speak at the luncheon. The pain I was holding was released and something deep within me was manifested. I began to collaborate with Pastor Kelsaw in support of her vision. I love to support others through this process, and I'm able to remind people you're not alone, nor do you have to feel bad as you mentor families and individuals through grief support. Ms. Tonya.
Yes.
Talk about the connection and what it did to actually change your life.
Right. When before I met with Pastor Kelsaw, I hadn't started my grieving process.
Okay.
You know, I was in a dark place. I was still living. I was on auto. You know, just keep going and going and going. And my daughter brought a flyer home and told me, Mom, you need to go. This should help you. And I'm glad she did, you know. So I got a chance to hear other mothers talk about the passing and their grief process. And when I left there, I had a willpower to live again, to live. I would say that I had the willpower to live.
After the first luncheon.
After the first luncheon.
That's awesome.
So during that process, maybe some months later, I had the opportunity. Well, I ain't gonna say opportunity. I had the chance to face it, and really understand what other mothers was feeling. Probably at the time of them knowing that their children had just passed. So I didn't have that opportunity to do so because I was in a dark place. So meeting with Miss Kelsaw brought something different inside of me. She let me see what survival looked like, because the journey that she had already been on way before I even known her.
I like that, survival.
Yes. I was able to see what it looks like. And when you're able to see what something look like, you're able to grasp it and say, okay, she understand what I'm going through. She understand, and she's not being judgmental. It was a safe place to be able to open up and just hear other mothers and just understand what they were processing, the same thing I was processing.
That's cool. You've collaborated with this year is Aaron's House. And you guys are now trained facilitators.
Yes.
Talk to me about what that means to be a trained facilitator through Aaron's House.
I think it's important that you be aware of your own grief so you can be aware of others. And that is what we were able to do when we were getting facilitated by Aaron House, because we do know that children grieve differently than adults do. Totally different. So if you are aware of your own, you'll be able to recognize. And I know when I went through my own grief, I know I didn't recognize my own children grief because of the way I was grieving, because the pain was so, it was really bad. The pain was very, very bad. It was bad. And so now that I'm aware, and now that we became trained with facilitators with Aaron, now we'll be able to help children process this as well. Now,
so where does this Mothers to Mothers? Where do you guys meet?
We meet at 5821 South Anthony, which is the League for the Blind building. We meet the first Thursday of the month from 6 to 7:30, and so every first Thursday of the month we are there. And a meal will be provided, and just come out. You just come. You don't have to talk. You just come and just sit and listen.
yes,
That's the flow of the meeting. Then you come and
you share.
Okay.
If you want to share, and then there's activities that goes on, and we just it's just a evening of extending a helping hand towards the healing.
Cool
process.
Miss Kelsaw, can you answer this question? What do you think complicates grief?
What complicates grief is not allowing yourself time to grieve.
Is it different for men and women?
It's definitely different. Men's are fixer uppers. So men want to fix things, and so men's try. A man, not all, just some, would try to work around the grief instead of diving into the grief. Men's outlets, some of them, are to spend more time in their man cave, to drown themselves in their work, or to, if they got any kind of hobby, to spend more time in the hobbies versus just grief. Men do not talk. Most men don't talk about grief. It takes some pulling to get a man to open up.
Do you have any men that attend your groups?
I do. I do,
Awesome.
and they are opening up. They didn't at first,
Right.
but now they look forward to the group.
yeah.
Alicia, why is grief so complicated?
For me, what makes grief complicated is because no day is the same. And I mean, you could be just in it, or you could be years removed from it, but you could be walking down the street, driving down the street, and something can trigger it. A smell, a sound, a person even. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what makes it complicated, because sometimes you feel, I'm doing pretty good. I'm 7 years old. I'm doing pretty good, honey. And then just something just to come out the blue. And I'm just maybe not back where I was, but you know what I'm saying? I'm back grieving.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, does it end?
Not for me, it doesn't. I can't speak for anybody else. Now, for me personally, the loss of my son, I will carry that until I die. But what God does to me is so special. If you allow him to surround you with people that can support you, he'll give you the strength that you need to push forward and do the things that you need to do. And you can still smile, but that don't mean that ever goes away.
Right.
It never goes away.
What does grief look like?
What does?
It don't have a look to it. You know, it can be like Pastor Kelsaw said, any of us.
Right.
You know, it's nothing to write on our forehead and say, well, this a grieving person, that a grieving person. It just don't work like that. You know, it just don't.
And it looks different.
It
in
looks different in
children.
each person.
Right.
Each person.
How has grief changed your life? That's Tanya.
For the better. I know a lot of people might say, really? Yeah, but it has. You know, it's one thing about it, because it can either make you a better person or a bitter person. So I chose to make it a better person for myself. It did stop the process of me getting to that better place, but it made me a better person.
And and it's ongoing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It don't end. You just learn to adjust to the emotions daily.
You guys share something with me I think is awesome, that your people from other states and cities reach out to you.
Yes.
Like share some of that?
Yes, I've had as far as California to reach out to me, and I mentored her for a while.
I had Tennessee and Indianapolis.
Texas.
Ohio. Wow. There's a group that comes to the conference every year from Ohio.
Do they really?
They're looking forward to it this year. They look forward to it really every year.
So this is annual.
This is annual. Annual, the second Saturday of June.
And how many have you had so far?
This is the third.
This is the
This
third.
is the third conference.
So now you are 501c3.
Now we are 501c3.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
What about, talk to us about the stigma, Ms. Kelsaw, that gets in the way of an individual seeking support?
Or
is there a stigma?
There is. What are people going to say? I mean, what is this going to... I mean, I don't need it. I'm okay. I can just pray about it and I'll be just fine. I mean, we've been told as a culture of people... On certain occasions, just go and pray about it.
That's a good one.
We do that a lot.
But sometimes we have to search out for that professional type help.
Right.
For
what about how has it changed your life?
Has grief changed my life? Oh, I think it just make me. I value it every day now. I embrace people who really embrace me and others as well. But I value my family so much more. Yeah, family is certainly first in my life. Yeah, I just value every little. Even a sunset,
Me too.
A flower, a red bird, or whatever you want to say.
Because it makes you like, it makes you like, you don't take things for granted.
No.
Not even the little bitty things. You just don't. Because they can be snatched away.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. And end each day with no regrets.
Right.
Yes.
That's good.
And each day with no regrets. I don't want to have to go back tomorrow to tell you I'm sorry when I can tell you today.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because tomorrow it may not come for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or them.
That's right.
Or them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or be kind to everyone, because you never know what battle they are fighting.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I look at, just being able to see the best in someone else when somebody else can't see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds.
And it does make you more sensitive, I think, to people's needs.
Oh, yes.
It makes you more sensitive to other people's needs. Because I know I'm a lot more sensitive now to people's needs than I was before I lost my son. And I don't judge people. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
And embrace your children.
Yes.
Don't be so critical of them. You were young once yourself.
That's true.
But embrace them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Parent them, yes, but let them know that how much you love them.
Even when they're adults.
Even when they're adults.
Because that's when you really want to reach out and touch them.
Yes, Lord. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another thing I want to kind of throw in there. Another thing is start seeing where they at in their grief.
Right.
Now that you're healed enough to be able to let them see it, see where they at in the grief of the loved one that they have lost, because certainly they traumatized from it as well. So I think a lot of times we kind of take our focus off of it, but now that we're aware, we need to make sure that we're finding out where they at too, because suicide is real.
Yeah.
It really is.
Right.
That's true.
What I think is really interesting also is how you guys have come together and you have lost loved ones in different areas.
Exactly.
When we think about the personal part of grieving, we think about a family who's lost someone through murder, but that's not
the case.
always the case. So can you speak to that? how you spoke about how you lost your family.
Right.
What about you two? Would you like to speak to that?
Well, I did lose my son to murder. So, yeah, I know what that's like. But it's really something, it's like so surreal when you see your life being played out on TV. When you see your child when it's on the news, it's just a whole different level. It really is. I'm not saying the pain is not the same, but I was like sitting up here like,
this can't be real.
This can't be real. Is this happening? And you seeing it over and over and over and over. So yeah, I lost my son to murder.
And so I can imagine that you touch women who have lost their children to murder in a different way. Because sometimes you think you don't want to share things with someone because you don't know my pain. But when you actually speak your pain, that's a connection.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And your son that you lost through diabetes, was that a long process? Was that a drawn out process?
Oh, yes, absolutely it was. It was truly a drawn out process. And what I like about God is so unique at how he draw people to you. Because the last few people that I had a chance to mentor, women, were one of the women's daughter had passed away from a heart attack as well. So just being able to have God, like you said, Alicia's different and Pastor Kelsaw lost hers differently. We all can relate to the pain.
Right.
Because pain don't have no category when you're dealing with grief.
That's true.
So, but I like the way we're able to pour into different people at different angle of our grief. That's what I love about it.
What about how do you deal with the holidays and anniversaries and birthdays?
The difference in me now, I just have my moments. I'm not afraid to have the moments. Every holiday is different.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason this year, Mother's Day was really, really hard, you know, but I had my moment. I got through it. And I know that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow will be different. But one thing I'm learning to do is, even though Rodney is not here, still make some of the favorite things that he used to like to eat. You know, so that's a constant reminder, you know, just being able to still fix that same favorite dish that he still used to love to eat. So I try not to take that out at all, because that's just something personal to me.
Okay.
And that's what helps me get through my holiday season sometimes. And just being around family and just knowing that if I'm having a moment, Alicia's available, Pastor Kelsaw is available. Reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to someone if you need someone to get you through that moment.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
I met a young lady. I've met several people, and I have directed them to you guys. And you say grief is grief and pain is pain, but I lost my father, but this grandmother lost her grandson through murder. So I know what it's like to have pain, but I couldn't even imagine the pain that she went through. And I'm saying all that to say all I could do or knew how to do at that point was just hold her hand and just sat and held her hand. And she looked at me and said, God just sent you my way. There's nothing I could have said, but I did connect her to you guys. Tell me something, share something that has been the most challenging part, each of you, with this process, or even being involved with mother to mother, because nothing is always 100% pie in the sky. What has been the challenge, and what has been the most rewarding part of this journey?
I think the most rewarding part of this journey for me is just seeing those who are coming to the group or to the conference, and which says to me they know that they need something more than what they have. They're coming looking for something, and what's rewarding for me that we have something to offer them. And so that is really so rewarding to me when I can see them walk through that door, Gena, and with the heavy grief upon their face, and they sit there and they most of them don't say anything, but then they come back and then they begin to open up, and then more, then they open up, and then they come out of that little cocoon, almost like a butterfly.
Okay.
And that just gives me joy,
Right.
just to see that,
Right.
just to see that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, too, because we can see it on their continent.
Yes.
Because they're getting lighter. You know, they're it's like they're not as heavy as they were before. But I would like to say this. Would like to say this. The greatest thing for me is like what Tanya referenced about Miss Kelsaw is that, whew, Jesus help me, because she had been like so far along in her grief. And I looked at her too as like, if God can do this for Miss Kelsaw, He can do it for me. That I can get through this. I can move through each day because He did it for her. Yeah. So the thing that I really like is that we're able to give people hope because that's what she gave me to see her. Because she had been on this journey longer than we had, and I'm looking at like, how am I gonna do this? I can't do this. Within myself, I couldn't. But to see her and what she had been through, and she could do it, I said, God, thank you. Because if Miss Kelsaw can do it, then I have hope that I can do it.
It's iron sharpening.
Yes,
doing it. You're doing it.
But I'm just saying, just back in those initial stages, to see that, what Tanya was saying, to see somebody else be able to still stand and still be here. Because, in the beginning, Miss Alice, you kind of...
And that's what we do, Gena, as God strengthen us. We reach back to help strengthen others. That's really what it's all about.
It's giving people
as He
hope.
strengthen us, we reach back and strengthen others.
That's it.
You're not on this journey by yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And as He give you strength, reach back and grab your sister or your brother's hands.
Iron sharpening iron.
Iron sharpen iron.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you have to.
Sharpen
You
iron.
just have to see where you can have that hope.
Yeah.
It's giving
Yeah.
people that hope
Yeah.
that you won't always be in this position. You won't always feel this way, and you won't.
No.
But you got to have hope, though. You got to see. You got to be able to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do the work. And when I say do the work, you have to allow grief to have its works
That's
in
true.
you and through you.
Ah.
You have to. You can suppress it if you want,
Yeah.
but it's coming back again.
Yes.
It's showing up again.
So is
And
that
sometimes-
what Mother to Mother does? Is it teaches people
Yes,
to
yes,
allow
yes,
to
because
do the work?
to do the work.
I've never heard it
We're
explained
allowed
like
to do
that.
the work. We're dealing with those who are struggling in their grief, and we're allowing them teaching them how to do the work.
Yes.
That's good.
Do the work. Yeah, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to let it out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. It's okay to kick. As long as you're doing the work, you're getting it out. It's okay.
And I think a lot of times getting the grips of when you're not okay, you're not okay.
Right.
That's what I had to learn. I had to learn that the hard way, though. But now I can say, today, Miss Kelsaw, I'm not okay. Today, Alicia, I'm not okay. And be able to accept that. Because acceptance is the hardest thing when you're on this journey of grief. Accepting things and accepting it for what it really is at that moment. Yes.
And sometimes we have to call in that professional. We have to refer you to other resources. We have to, when we see that what we are doing is not as effective as a professional would do, then we will refer you to someone else. But our job is to make sure you are healing.
Well, that's what I love about you guys, because when you first came on, you were just starting
Yes.
this journey.
Yes.
And now I just see you growing, and it just makes my heart just flutter. And then to add on the component of, okay, we're trained facilitators.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now we have collaboration with this person and that person.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
yes.
I see the growth.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yes.
What about the struggles
The struggles.
with mother to mother? Do you always feel like going?
You know what, Gena? I can say I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I always feel I look forward to first Thursdays.
I get that.
Yeah, I look forward.
Because I look forward to coming here on Friday.
So you understand what I'm
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about. It's a passion. Yeah, you know, I do. I look forward to receiving calls and talking. I look forward to one-on-one visits. I look forward to that. This is what I do. This is what I love.
Amazing.
And then too, what I think is so awesome about the group is it's like, I mean, I could have had a really rocky week. But if you know when you go there, when the meeting is over, we're going to be talking some, hey, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes,
saying
ma'am.
in a way of being encouraged. Because you never walk in that meeting and leave out the same. I have never had it happen. I'm always lighter, always feel better, got more focus, know I can make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I like about it also.
I would say just getting there. You know, once you there, like Pastor Kelsaw and Alicia said, the relief that it has, the atmosphere that it has, the people that's on the journey. It's something about being in a room of people that's on this journey of grief with you. Your survivor mode switch goes on. Because you're with them, they understand the pain, they understand the struggles, they understand the emotional roller coaster that we're on sometimes. And I know there's times when I walked in there and I was heavy. And soon as I sat down, when Miss Kelso gave me that look, I was able to release because I knew I was safe with her.
Yeah,
Right.
And I knew I was safe in the good atmosphere. I knew that atmosphere was something that I can release, and there's going to be some good PowerPoints that I can take home with me and have it a process to my daily living and then be able to help others as well.
But you know, I think what I think is really cool is because nobody always grieves the same is when you come in and you're heavy, you know, people are always watching you.
Right.
So they watching you to see if you're real. They watching you to see, let me see how she really gonna handle this. So that's a wonderful thing to say. I could just come and be real and let the process happen. So that's amazing. Well, ladies, I thank you so much for coming in. It is time to wrap up. Tell us again about this conference, Ms. Kelsaw, and give your contact information.
And so once again, Mothers to Mother is having our annual. We'll be having the annual Healing Hearts Conference on June the 8th. Doors open at 11:30 a.m. The event is taking place. Free event. Let's put this word free out there. This is a free event, and it will be taking place at the Mirror Center Conference at Parkview Mirror Conference Center, 10622 Parkview Plaza Drive. To register, you have to register on eventbrite.com. Search for Healing Heart. When you see Mother to Mother icon logo, just click on that, and it will take you right to registration. But for those who need more information, you can call me at 260-804-4068, 260-804-4068. Also, if you would like to be a part of our memorial slideshow, which throughout the entire event we will be showing slides of various your loved ones. So if you want to be a part of that, your loved one to be a part of that, just email me a picture of your loved one at alicekelsaw@yahoo.com. That's alicekelsaw@yahoo.com. Thank you so very much, Gena.
I thank you guys.
Thank you.
Ladies, you want to have a final thought?
I can say a final thought.
Yeah.
Just give it a try. Give this conference a try. If you haven't had the chance to go to any of the other two that we have sponsored and held, give it a try. I guarantee you, when you leave, you will look at grief so differently.
Yes, I just like to echo what Tanya said. I mean, it might be you might feel like a little heaviness and have to process a little stuff, but the thing you're not understanding is God is working something out even in that. He's working something out even in that. Because I mean, come on, grief is heavy. And complicated, so it's not like everything is going to be just fluff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We trying to get to the root of stuff so we can help people.
There you go.
Just want to remind you again, the first Thursday of the month, which we will be having our peer support group.
Okay.
5821 South Anthony at the League for the Blind. We hope to see you there. And
You are listening to Speak Now with Gena, right here at 95.7 FM.
WELT.